You gonna eat that? They rush past, looking alarmed. I search for a chair so I can sit and flip through the book, but the only ones available are in a special area for people with train tickets. So I find a quiet corner and sit on the floor again, desperate to know the clues that Walden by Henry David Thoreau might hold. Whoever he is, and whoever I am. Yeah, I looked through that damn book. I sat for a good 20 minutes and flipped through every single page. There was nothing. Not a train ticket, not a receipt, not a name, nothing. So, what now? I bury my face in my hands. I fight an urge to rock back and forth, crying like some lost little kid. Instead, I'm distracted by the feel of soft stubble on my chin. Not much of a beard, but apparently enough to shave. My fingers explore my cheeks, nose, eyelids, and ears like a blind person. I don't even know what I look like yet. Would I know me if I saw me? Gotta find a mirror. As soon as I step into the men's room, the strong smell of piss and disinfectant stings the inside of my nose, and some guy is puking in one of the stalls. Ignoring this, I freeze in front of the mirror. I blink, and the guy in the mirror blinks back. Stuffing Walden into the back waistband of my pants to get it out of the way, I lean in to stare at the stranger. Damp hair, black and straight. Messy. I rake my fingers through it. Eyes light, maybe gray. He's tall and lanky, but his shoulders, my shoulders, are wide and I look strong. That's something anyway. Hey, ugly, comes a voice. There's a skinny kid leaning against the walls by the urinal, one boot up against the concrete, dirty blonde hair falling into his eyes. His clothes look like he could use a washing, or better, a dumpster. Hey, asswipe, I say back. Among the things I have just learned about the guy in the mirror are, 1, I could easily take this loser, and 2, I'm no rock star, but I'm definitely not ugly. The kid's mouth twists to one side, and his eyes blaze. I just want to be left alone. If he wants to start something, okay then, I'll fight him. My hands curl into fists as I wait for him to make the first move. Yeah? Wipe your own ugly ass, he hisses. He takes 3 steps towards me, his eyes never leaving mine. We stare into each other's faces, neither giving any ground. Not 1 centimeter, not one twitch of surrender. Then before I can react, he pushes me forward with the hard palms, trying to slam me against a concrete wall. I barely waver. That was lame, I say. He gets close, peers into my face, his mouth a tight line of aggression. I stare back, not flinching, not even blinking. Then he smiles. He laughs and slaps me on the shoulder, and I'm so tensed up I almost react with a fist to his jaw, except that his attitude seems friendly, weirdly friendly. I'm Jack, he says. Don't ask for your last name, because I don't have one. He crosses his arms against his chest and smiles at me, and I realize that I've passed some kind of test. My fist relaxes, finger by finger, joint by joint. The puking guy stumbles out of the stall to shuffle towards the sinks, and Jack and I give him plenty of room. His eyes are bloodshot, cheeks caved in like decaying jack-o'-lantern, his flannel shirt grimy. His glassy eyes drift towards me, and he gives me a slow smile. The few teeth he has left in his mouth are black nubs. Later, boys, he says. He lurches out of the door. Jack ignores him. So who the hell are you? He asks me. Good question. Who the hell am I? I clear my throat, adjust my jeans to buy some time, and I feel the bulk of the paperback book stuffed into the waistband. A picture of the cover swims into my mind again. I see the lake, the trees, then the title and the author's name. Henry, I blurt out, Henry David. Jack pauses, and for a second I think he's going to call me on it. I probably didn't say it with enough conviction. Henry David. Next time I'll try to do better. Henry, he says doubtfully, trying it out loud. You don't look like a Henry, so I'll call you Hank. And just like that, I become Hank. So, Hank, I think it's about time for a midnight snack. You got any money? I shrug, a little. Good, you can buy us some food now. I narrow my eyes. This guy has some balls. Why don't you buy us food? Since it was your idea and all. Relax, Hank. Give me something and I'll give you something. Like maybe a warm place to sleep tonight. Don't you think that's worth the price of a hamburger, for Christ's sake? The $10 in my pocket isn't a lot of cash, but it's enough to buy Jack and me 2 sodas, 2 cheeseburgers each at a fast food place in the terminal. Judging by the way he stuffs the first burger into his mouth and lets the ketchup dribble down his chin, he's hungrier than I am, or a slob, or both. So, what are you running away from, Hank? I pull a pickle out of my burger and pop it into my mouth. I can't remember food ever tasting so good, but then again, I can't actually remember eating anything before this. What makes you think I'm running? Jack smirks and wipes his chin with a paper napkin. You're hiding out at Penn Station. Any second you look like you could either burst into tears or stab a guy in the neck. It's the look. The look? I echo. Yeah, the one you get when you're a runaway, especially at the beginning. I don't know what you're talking about. I take a huge gulp of soda to wash down the lump in my throat. Yeah, you do. You're scared shitless, but you still figure being on the streets is better than being at home. Jack stuffs another bite of cheeseburger into his mouth and pokes a finger at my chest. You can't bullshit me, 'cause I'm the same as you, he says with his mouth full. I'm nothing like you, I want to tell him, taking in his filthy clothes and the dark smudges under his eyes from dirt or lack of sleep. But what if I am a runaway? And things were so terrible where I come from, I block them from my memory. My fingers seek out that sore spot on my head, under my hair, where it's dried blood and goose egg lump. What happened to me? I've heard all the stories. Let me guess yours. He looks me up and down. Don't tell me. You're a foster kid who aged out of the system. I shrug, not knowing what else to do. Wait, I got it, Jack says. You did something, didn't you? The lump on my head begins to throb. Ah, we're getting close, Jack crows. What'd you do, break into a house, steal a car? Sweat breaks onto my upper lip. Oh, I know, maybe you killed somebody. He laughs after he says maybe you killed somebody, loving his own crazy joke. And I try to join in, but my face is frozen. My pulse hammers in my ears, and something dark lurches in my chest, like a beak waking up from a deep sleep. A wave of dizziness breaks over me, and I grip the edge of the table so I won't fall off the chair. Dude, you okay? Jack's thin face drips in and out of focus. A trickle of sweat trails drip between my shoulder blades. I wipe my upper lip with the back of a shaky hand. Yeah, I'm okay. You look like you were about to have a seizure or something, Jack says. You one of those epileptics? I take deep breaths, needing hits of oxygen. Just dizzy, that's all. My mouth is desert dry, so I grab a soda and gulp it down. Slowly I feel my heart and breathing return to normal, and I sense the black thing in my chest. What the hell was that? Hunker down and go quiet. Jack squints at me, but then jerks to attention like a deer smelling a predator, turning toward the entrance of the restaurant. The two transit cops I met earlier are still standing there. Their glances sweep the room and lock in on us. They start towards us, and Jack freezes. Red hitches up his pants over his belly. You back again, Jack? Asks the cop with the mustache. He smiles, but the grin looks more menacing than friendly. Jack slouches down in his chair. Just enjoying a delicious meal, officer, just like any other paying customer. No law against that, is there? No, but if you overstay your welcome, we'll have to have another conversation. Understand? Jack nods, his eyes sleepy. I most certainly do, officer. Mustache cop's gaze trails over me. You enjoying that book, kid? You seasoned the day? Yes, sir. I can see that. Just watch yourself with Jack here. You look like a good kid, and I don't want his influence rubbing off on you. His eyes drill into mine like he's trying to extract something. Yes, sir, I say again. Lame. Without another word to us, the cop finishes surveying the restaurant. Seeming satisfied, they leave, radios crackling in their wake. I hate those guys, Jack murmurs to me. They seem to like you, though. Must be the preppy kid look you've got going on. And those running shoes. Bet they cost you like $200. I examine my innocent gray sneakers as if they hold the same story they can tell me about myself. Jack looks too. Is that why you talk to me? I ask him. You think I'm some rich kid? Not at all, Jack says, his blue eyes all wide. I talked to you because I could see you were lost and needed a friend. He stands up and tucks his second cheeseburger into the pocket of his green army jacket. Let's go. I got a place where you can crash for a couple hours. Jack starts walking towards an exit, and I stay frozen in my seat, not knowing what to do. When he notices I'm not following, he turns and stares at me, annoyed. Look, it's past midnight in New York City, Hank. You really want to be here at Penn Station all alone with the crazies? Somebody else might have said, you go ahead, I'll stay here. Somebody else might have trusted his gut, which was telling me Jack could only lead me to trouble. But I'm not somebody else, and I don't have a better plan. Jack has decided to be my friend, and that's all I've got. So I go with him. Out on the street, the sound, smell, and lights of the city at night crash over me like a wave. Stale car exhausts, glare, artificial light, horns honk, people shout, and from far away a car alarm drones. The city itself is some kind of huge, restless living organism. Jack leads me through the charged air, turning left down one street then another. The place is alive with people and noise, even though it's past midnight. Taxicabs clatter by and honk for no apparent reason. A guy in a dirty black jacket sits on a milk crate playing an acoustic guitar, and I stop to watch his fingers fly across the frets, his right hand picking and strumming.